It gives life. It nurtures new people. And that's the story of Jesus. No? Yes? And that's what the Eucharist is. And so when we receive the Eucharist, we receive the journey. When we receive the Eucharist, we receive and see the journey which Jesus took for our sake. And we are to do the same. And so, as we go through life and we feel uprooted, and we feel ground up, and we feel needed, not needed, K-N needed, and we feel like someone has thrown us into the furnace, what is our task? To give life. To come from all that and to know that we have been reshaped in the crucible by God Himself, and in being reshaped, to give life back. The story of wine is the same. The grapes grow, absorb the sun, are perfectly happy. And then somebody comes along, rips the grapes off the vine, smashes them, separates the juice. Then they go through a process of fermentation where they spoil. And when that process is over, when the wine is clarified, when the wine ages, it then gives life. It then is used for medicine. It's used for celebration. It's used for stimulation. It's used for all kinds of reasons. So the next time we see the bread, and when we come to the Eucharist today, we're not receiving a piece of bread, we're receiving the life of Christ. And that when we see that bread, we see the life of Christ. And when we receive that bread, and when it nurtures us, we are to relive that life. And so if you feel right now that you're being ground up, if you feel right now that you're being smashed, if you feel right now that something is happening and changing in your life, it's because it is. But that change recreates us and makes us totally something new. And in making us new, we are able to give life. Look at whatever your particular issues are. Look at them in light of the context of the Eucharist. And let that special essence, that special presence of Christ in the body, or in the bread and in the wine, become the body and blood. See in them the journey that Christ took. That journey for you and for me. This is no ordinary bread. This is no ordinary wine. This is God telling us about His love for us. As we are ground up, and as we are reformed and reshaped and re-energized by what seems to be something that makes no sense, let us be aware that that's the story of Christ. No greater love than this exists, than that one should give their lives for their friends. This is no ordinary bread. This is no ordinary wine. This is the very presence of Christ. Be at peace.